All right. Well, I just recorded this and then my microphone stopped working halfway through, which is super rad and not at all annoying. Um, so we're gonna have a drink for this one. Yeah. Delightful, but goddamn, she is strong. Good God. Okay. Hey, what's good? Um, my name is Kayla. Hi. And I just got off work, and that's why I'm really annoyed that this is the second time that I had to film this because I just had a shift that I worked 2 hours longer than I was supposed to. And then, and my car is not working either. So, despite all, we persist. Okay, today I'm talking about the effects of social media, which we all know about. We all know about them. We sure freaking do. I'm gonna be talking about. There's so many flies in my house. I'm gonna be talking about the effects of social media. We know most of them, and then just kind of my experience with deleting social media. So maybe it will inspire you to delete social media and have a life crisis, like crisis breakdown slash enlightenment, because you realize a lot of things when you don't have your phone and your social media and all that stuff. To start off, I would like to challenge you to 1 week without your phone, or not without your phone, without social media. Delete all your apps. If that sounds like an absolute nightmare, you might have a problem and you should get help. No, just kidding. But if you really like, if the idea of deleting social media for a week or two sounds miserable and like anxiety inducing, that's a probe, love. Keep listening. Anyway, um, so there are four main kind of areas that I think social media affects, which we probably all know, but I'm gonna give my hot take. Hot take, I bought the microphone. Firstly, it puts us at a disadvantage for our expectations of our life. Um, as we all know, we see a very curated like 10% of what people we see like a curated 10% of people's lives. And that 10% is usually edited to some degree and it doesn't show any of the bad or the bad takes or the bad angles or blah 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 blah. We just see the creme de la creme on there and we're either consciously or subconsciously being like, wow, that's what that person's life is like. Why is my life the way that it is? ah. Secondly, it really messes with our like reward system in our bodies. When we are constantly looking at a screen, I don't know the mechanism behind it, but basically you're triggering, I think, dopamine, and it's like the easiest way to get dopamine is to scroll on your phone. And we are a species that is used to resistance in order to get that endorphin rush. And so when we don't have to do anything hard, we're not going to do anything hard. If we can get the same amount of dopamine from scrolling on our phone versus a good workout, a lot of people choose the phone and that's not good. We need to be exercising and we need to be having real conversations with people and like genuine connections to get those endorphins, not just scrolling on a phone. And that just kind of it makes people kind of weird. I'm worried about these youngins. Like they're not gonna have any social skills. They're already a little concerning. Just it makes us not want to do hard things. It makes us easier. It makes it easier for us to not want to do hard things. And that's the real dopamine. Like that's where you really build not only does it give you a good feelings, but it also builds your confidence in yourself. Like when you commit to a workout or cooking for yourself or meeting people instead of scrolling or like just doing the hard reading a book to get that same kind of feeling versus the easy way out, which is scrolling, which you might do consciously or not. You're building trust with yourself. You're making yourself feel confident, like bad bitch. Ba, 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 da. Thirdly, it is the best time waster ever. And there is no time to be wasted. We have one beautiful life. Why are you going to scroll for hours a day? I ask myself. I have the same issue. I literally will scroll for freaking ever, and it's terrible and bad. And I feel like I just was sucked into a black hole afterwards. As a collective, we don't want to look back on our life and be like, wow, I spent so much time scrolling on my phone, posting on my phone, giving a fuck what people on my phone think. Why? Like, do you ever actually, I'll wait for the next point, which is it'll affect your relationships. So you're messing with your expectations of your life, you're messing with your time, you're messing with your endorphins, reward system. And lastly, you're messing with your relationships. I There's nothing that really bothers me more in a social setting than when people are on their phones, especially if you're with your like close friends or family. Your phone should be away. Like honestly, with anybody, it's so rude to go on your phone. And I feel like it's been normalized, and that is not it. That is so rude to be like at dinner with your friends or just sitting at a table with your friends and going on your phone for fucking Instagram. It's one thing if you need to send a quick text, maybe. But if you're like texting all the time, if you're scrolling while you're with your boys or your girls, like what are you doing? Why are you what? Like what? What? Put your phone down, put it away, put it face down. There's literally nothing that will make up for the memories and the respect that you show to somebody by being present with them. Like, if you're on your phone, you're not even there. You're in a different world. Get off your phone. Be present. You want to remember these things. And also when you're at things like concerts and stuff. I get wanting to take pictures and videos and have a little memory, but you want to have a memory in your mind, not just on the screen. If you're so focused on taking a video, you're not even like you won't even have the real memory. You'll just have a video of it. You want to have that real experience in your brain. Put the phone away, take a few pictures, this is what I do every time I go somewhere. For the first 5-10 minutes, I'll allow myself to take all the pictures I want and then phone away for the rest of the time. Like if I go somewhere cool, like a concert or a concert. If I go to a concert or if I have a really nice meal and I want to like, have a nice picture of my photo of my food or whatever, or if I'm like recently I went to a pumpkin patch with my friends. Like we'll take a bunch of pictures and then put the phones away. Like there's literally no need for it. Um, so yeah, all of those things are just and like those are the most important things in your life is your fucking relationships, your own time, your own expectations of your life and how you view yourself and the world, and your mental health, which is, your reward system, your endorphins. Like all of those things are literally it's not just like little things that we're talking about that social media affects. It's literally, if not the most important areas of your life. It's literally some of the most, if not the most important areas of your life are those four things. I know we all know this shit, but I'm gonna say it again. Um, we all know this stuff all affects us, but I'm gonna say it loud and proud. And if any of that stuff resonated with you, or you can kind of identify with like, oh shit, I'm on my phone, take a beat back and consider deleting your social media for at least a week and just see the differences for real. Um, Next, I kind of just wanted to talk about my experiences when I have deleted my social media because mama has social media. I have social media. I've had it for a long, long time. I go through periods of love and hate with her. Um, However, the very first time I realized social media was bad for me was when I was in college and I got really into Buddhism and like living in the moment and being present and mindfulness. And I've realized that social media was taking away from that. So I decided to delete or I think I deleted all my social media. I deleted all my social media. And then I remember so specifically being at Still Life in Greenville, North Carolina. And I remember looking around and just seeing everybody on their phones and like people were either taking pictures or posting or like doing the cheers with the boomerang that was super popular back then. And like taking photos of the DJ and like blah 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 blah. And nobody was just there to be there. It was all just to kind of flex on socials. And that just felt really weird to me. And I believe I was a little bit stoned at the time and was feeling philosophical. And I was like, oh my God, like what is life? Oh, what? We're like living to post. We're doing things just so we can post about it. And I was like, am I even happy here? Am I even enjoying my time here? The answer was no. Um, the second time, so then that was when I used to have all the socials like Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, all of them. And then when I re-downloaded them eventually, I only got Instagram back. I stopped being on Twitter and Snapchat. I got Instagram and Facebook because Facebook isn't really social media. We all know that. That's how we keep up with our family. But so I went back to just Instagram and Facebook, and I still felt like I felt better about it. I didn't feel as on, I was never on my phone that much. Like I posted plenty, but I was never, I felt like I was comfortable living in the moment then. And then I got into a kind of bad relationship, and I noticed I was just like being on my phone way too much. And compare, and not only was I in a bad relationship, but I was at a weird spot in my life. I was supposed to, it was right after graduating from college, and it was peak COVID. It was like 2020. Graduated in May of June, May or June of 2020. And so it was like bad. It was still when we were like, what the fuck are we doing here? And I had a job lined up, I had all this stuff lined up, and it was taken away because of COVID. Like, we'll not get into that. But basically, my whole life was like, oh, we're not doing what you thought you were. And that was really getting me down. I just felt like I had no purpose and I didn't know what I was doing with my life. And I felt like I was scrolling so much and comparing myself to every single person. And that's when I decided to delete it for the second time because it was no longer, oh, I'm just using this like here and there. It's like, oh, I'm using it. I'm a full-time user. Um, and so I deleted it again, and I deleted it for a year. And I didn't just delete the app, I deleted, except for my Facebook. But I deleted my Instagram, which was an ego death, bro. An ego death, bro. I was like, oh my God, like I was such like, at the time I was kind of a baddie on Instagram, and I had a lot for me, I had a lot of followers, like I had very curated feed. Um like I didn't care, like, okay, I'm kind of contradicting myself. I wasn't like crazy on social media, but I was still like very into my page. I liked the aesthetic, blah 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 blah. Like I was still, posting certain kinds of posts. But I never felt like I was like all about I did not live for social media. Anyway, so I deleted my Instagram and was like, who am I? And like, who of my friends and family even give a fuck about me? Because I didn't hear from so many people. Because I did delete Facebook. I didn't delete my account, but I deleted the app, and I just didn't hear from so many people for so long. Um, and I was, I, that was the first thing I noticed was like, wow, so many people like really don't give a shit about me. But in reality, a lot of people are just busy, but they also don't give a shit. um, Secondly, I realized that I felt like a lot of my hobbies, I wasn't sure if I liked them or if I liked being able to post about them. So, two of my hobbies include some of my hobbies include guitar and piano and singing. I like to like post. I mean, I've been playing both of instruments forever. I've been singing forever. I've always like posted here and there, and I used to post a lot. Like probably once a month, I would post a singing video with either instrument. And when I deleted my socials, I was like, do I even enjoy piano and guitar? Do I even enjoy reading if I can't post that I'm reading because I think it's an intellectual thing to do? Do I even enjoy cooking if I can't post like the beautiful meal that I made? Do I even enjoy XYZ? And it was just kind of like it was like a reset of going from everybody cheering me on to only having me cheer me on, and that needs to be enough. Like you like your joy should be enough. You don't need everybody else to confirm that you like your activities. It just took me a minute to realize, because for a few months I didn't play and I didn't sing, and I was just like, I don't even enjoy these things. And I think I was just also depressed for some other reasons. But eventually I did play and I did read again for the pure enjoyment of it because I really do enjoy it. I just also liked the gratification of like people thinking I was an intellectual or like talented or whatever. So that was an ego death for fucking certain. And it was also just a kind of reality check for myself that I need to do things for me and not for anybody else. The third time I deleted social media was when 2 days ago happened. No, it was like 3 days, 2 days, 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I've been again kind of going through it and doing everything I can to not have original thoughts, which includes listening to podcasts all the time, uh, scrolling and watching TV at the same time. um, just like on every single app, like literally nonstop for hours and hours and hours. This is how bad it gets. When I work, I wear a headset and I wear one ear. It's like a proper like headset, and so I'll put one ear off, and then I'll have my earbud in. So the second I'm not talking to somebody, I can I can press play on my earbud and then listen to something else. Like I'm so desperate to not have an original thought because I am going through it right now and I don't want to think my thoughts. But I was doing that. I was listening to podcasts from morning till night. I was or listening to music or scrolling. And I know I have some shit to deal with and I felt awful. Like I wasn't sleeping good. I was grinding my teeth at night. I was clenching. I clenched so bad. But yeah, like I fucking felt like shit. I literally felt like shit. And I just came to the realization that I really needed to delete it for realsies this time because I use this app called Opal, which is helpful, but I have bypassed it so many times that it's not helpful anymore. It is helpful. It blocks your apps, your social media apps, or you can like put a time limit on it. But I just was bypassing it so much that it didn't even matter. So I had to full blown delete everything. And just these last few days, I'm sleeping better. I feel better. I've almost finished a book. I just feel better, period. I guess if you've got anything from this, is that stop ignoring that little voice inside your head that tells you, like, I feel like every single one of us knows that we could detox a little bit from social media. I feel like every single one of us could use a cleanse. Every single one of us knows that we're and like not just the detox part, but also to kind of figure who you are out. If you're kind of trying to figure your shit out, get off of social media because when you don't have an audience, you're like, "Oh, who am I doing this for?" And it should be you. It should always be you. But sometimes we get a little clouded. So, or if you need to tap in, if you need to get your shit going, if you've been kind of procrastinating for a while, that's another reason to delete your social media. Like if you've been, you know, putting off doing something, if you know you want to start your own podcast or start a cooking page or like start a side business or whatever you want to do, if you or like start life, whatever the fuck it is, social media is distracting you and it's putting your life on the back burner, as are probably other things because we all have our vices. But it couldn't hurt. If you feel like your friendships aren't that great, get off your phone, put your phone away, leave your phone in your car, leave it in your purse, don't bring it into the restaurant, be present with people. And if you feel like you don't know how to, or if like an awkward silence scares you, first of all, grow the fuck up. Secondly, something that I do is I have a list of questions on my phone. So you can bring out your phone for this purpose. And it's only because it will facilitate good conversation with whoever you're with. But whenever there was a trend on TikTok for a minute of like just good dinner party questions. And whenever I hear a good question or if somebody asks me a good question, I'm like, oh, I put it in a little note. And so whenever I'm out and maybe there's a lull in the conversation, I'm gonna be like, give me 1 second. I have a really good list of questions. And that just like get to know people. We talk about the same shit every day and then maybe get on our phones when we have nothing else to say. Like, when was the last time you asked your BFF or your mom or your dad some like heartfelt question? Podcast. The essence of my podcast episode about um whatever the fuck it was. What did I talk about? When you feel like your life is fucking up, is that connection is what really is, it's the basis of life. It is what makes us feel fulfilled. It is what makes our life worth living. It is what we're biologically wired to do, is to connect to people and feel love and have a community around us. And this social media has like this has given us this fake sense of community. And if all of that was ripped away, a lot of us would not have a community or people around us or good people around us. Take that away. Like, take that away from yourself and build the community that you have and build the connections, because that's what's going to really make you feel good. Not how many likes you get, not like just all this shit that's on Insta. Like, bruh, it's so bad. Anyway, I challenge you, delete your social media for a week or a month. Especially if you're not like a content creator, delete that shit for a month. You don't need a post. You don't. You don't. Take the pictures. If you're dying to post it later, you can post it in a month. Okay? Do it. Anyway, some tough love from your big sis right now, but I think we all need to hear it sometimes. I know I needed to hear it. I told myself, I said, bitch, you gotta delete this crap. And I did. And look at me go. I feel a lot better. I've been sleeping good. I've also decided to stop drinking so much, which is ironic because I'm having a drink right now. But I'm not drinking as much. Eh. I hope you got something good out of this, and you probably did because I'm smart. And yeah. But cheers. I hope you have a great weekend. Delete your social media. It is poison. Ask your friends some good questions. Tell your family you love them. Bang, bang, boom. Have a lovely, lovely day, rest of your week, whatever day it is. I don't know. Bye.